the Metropolitan Police. I see a lot of plainclothes officers as well coming through the cordon and heading towards the London Bridge area. But Borough Market, London Bridge, there's lots of popular pubs there. People will be out on a Saturday night, and you know, the pub that I'm standing outside at the moment, they don't even have the views on. They've got some kind of entertainment program inside, but people are kind of shoring up inside that pub, which is now behind the cordon. I'm not sure how those people are going to be taking the safety of people inside there on the phone. I assume kind of talking to loved ones.
You're probably right.
People, I'd say about sort of 40 to 50 people trying to work out where to go, which is safe. They won't be ushered away by the emergency services.
Pause there, and as we approach the end, of the hour, let's just remind our viewers as to what we know and what is conflicted in terms of the information we were receiving. We were heard from the police, from the Metropolitan Police based in London. They responded at 8 minutes past 10 to reports of an incident on the bridge you can see there, London Bridge. A number of injuries said to have occurred as a result of a vehicle veering on and off the road. We spoke to Will Heaven, a journalist with The Spectator magazine, who was heading across the bridge at that point. He said that he saw first one individual lying on the ground on the left of his taxi, and then another. And when I asked him whether or not it could be the case that this was an accident, he said that he did not believe it was so. We spoke to Tony Murphy, who lives very close to London Bridge, adjacent in fact to Southwark Bridge. He described hearing gunfire, tremendous gunfire, prolonged burst of it, in his view, before the police were there in numbers. Now this is where things become rather complicated. The Metropolitan Police have confirmed that there was another incident that they were dealing with, reports of stabbings that took place in the Borough Market area of London. Armed police responded, shots were fired. The police unable to provide any more information than that for the time being. That may well be the volley of gunfire that Tony Murphy was telling us about earlier. We then also spoke, in fact our cameraman Pete has been diligently providing these pictures this evening as the cordon continues to be pushed back and back and back. He spoke to a young man, James, who'd been in and around Borough Market. He described seeing a couple of armed police officers behind a BMW 4x4 vehicle firing a volley of gunfire themselves. We are now hearing from the Metropolitan Police that there is a third incident that they are investigating, at this time in and around the Vauxhall area of South London. No more words from them as to whether or not or as to the nature of the incident in the Vauxhall area. Speculation on social media, which we won't give you the specifics of, but speculation that that there's police activity in other parts of London this evening. We'll talk to you about that when we have something rather more concrete than supposition on Twitter.
21.
Of course, with the police confirming that there have been a number of people injured, the concern will be that those injuries will have led to fatalities. We do know that the ambulance service were there quickly and were there in numbers. These pictures we're replaying at the moment of police in riot gear, in helmets, moving at speed, telling people to push back as the cordon expands. We believe that these are the signs of an active hunt. Nothing from the police, of course, to confirm that, but having them dressed in riot gear with the helmets, with the shields, at least suggests that they believe that there's the possibility that people armed are on the streets still. Well, this is Sky News at midnight. Police are dealing with what they believe are terrorist incidents in a variety of locations around central London. Eyewitness reports that a van drove through pedestrians on London Bridge, resulting in a number of casualties, and the police opened fire.
30. 32. 16.
Scotland Yard is saying that there are further incidents at nearby Borough Market and indeed at Vauxhall. Nick Brandon from the British Transport Police Control Room suggesting he received reports of an incident possibly involving a knife and a vehicle. We know that a number of people in pubs and bars in and around the area have been asked to leave just as soon as they could. One presumes that was on the advice of the police. There's some video that's being circulated on social media which shows police officers entering a bar in the area of Borough Market and telling people to get out as soon as possible.
28, 20, 40, 13.
This would appear to be that video itself that I was talking to you about just a second ago.
5, 25, 8, 22, 17.
Oh my fucking god, is this right?
No, this is the video that was taken just before, just after the attack.
You have got into the next game.
Well, that indeed was the video that we were seeing circulated in social media. It appears that the police entered that bar and told people to get out, get down or get out just as quickly as possible. A little earlier, I spoke to Will Heaven, a journalist from The Spectator magazine, a political magazine. He had been travelling over London Bridge in what he believed to be the immediate aftermath of whatever took place. Here's what he told me.
So I think it was about 10 past 10, quarter past 10. I was in the back of an Uber cab driving south over London Bridge, and suddenly noticed on the left-hand side of the bridge on the pavement there was somebody down on the pavement with a small crowd around them, clearly very concerned about their welfare. It looked, to be honest, it looked like someone had collapsed, someone had fallen over, and I sort of wondered what was going on. We drove a little bit further southwards across the bridge and noticed that there was another person on the right-hand side of the bridge who was also not on the pavement this time, but in the road itself. And it suddenly, the penny dropped that something quite serious was happening. And basically, suddenly the traffic came to a standstill, and our Uber driver said something bad is happening here. And we looked around, we could hear sirens coming, and then suddenly, further ahead of us, we noticed another casualty in the road, and then the traffic coming from the opposite direction, coming from the south, stopped, and a driver of a black cab said there has been a terrorist attack. I think the phrase he used was, it's Westminster all over again. They said there were
Do you know the first thing I'd do?
numerous
If there was
people
anything
in the
like this
road,
going on late and
and
you've been
then
at home,
a second cab
I'd
driver
phone you to
stopped
let you
and
know
said
it was
there
alright.
had been a series of stabbings.
I'll do the same thing.
No, I didn't see that myself, so I can't confirm
No,
that.
you have to admit, it's not too surprising.
I certainly saw people who looked as if
Something
they
was
were
bound to happen again.
Will, from
Yeah,
what
so
you
if you
saw,
go
and
on
of course you
if
saw
you
someone
go to
injured as you were
Westminster
driving
Yeah.
south on
you had
your
the
side of the
concert
bridge,
attack,
you then
Yeah.
saw someone
and
injured
now it's 2
on
weeks
the other
later
side.
and you've
In
got
your mind, is there any
this.
possibility that this just could have been an accident?
21,
No, I don't think it was an accident. And I think
14,
I would say, particularly judging from the response of the emergency services, it was clear that something very serious was going on. So we stopped, after
27,
we'd seen all of that, we stopped in standstill for a few minutes. And I turned around, and behind me, very soon after that, I saw 2 policemen get out of a BMW 4x4, and they were holding machine guns, and they were putting on helmets.
24,
It was clear at least that they thought they were responding to something far more serious than a road traffic accident.
10,
Well, indeed, Sky Sources telling us a little bit earlier, telling our Home Affairs correspondent, in fact, Mark White, that they believe this incident to be terrorism. And much of the information, much of the solid information that we've been receiving this evening has been coming from the Metropolitan Police themselves via their social media accounts. And the very latest coming to us in the past couple of minutes, the following. They say this: please remain calm but be alert and vigilant. We are using all necessary skills and resources at London Bridge, Borough Market and Vauxhall. Those are the 3 separate locations that have been identified by the Metropolitan Police as of interest. We know that on London Bridge itself, a van has crashed into, driven intentionally, it would appear, into a number of people. No indication of the number of casualties, but certainly more than a handful, it would appear. There is also reports
That woman who jumped off the bridge
nearby
to escape the last one on the bridges.
Yeah.
She died yesterday.
Several reports of stabbing supposed to have taken place there. The police responded, armed police responded. They say that shots have been fired.
She's brain dead, so they turned the machine off yesterday.
Dealing with reports
Shame,
of
man.
incidents in and around the Vauxhall area. Now, just in terms of the geography, as we look at these pictures of armed police very close to London
Fucking
Bridge
hate this
itself,
country.
the geography of the matter is that London Bridge and Borough Market are but a
Not this country, it's them.
from each other. Vauxhall are rather more of a distance away. We spoke to Nick Archer a little bit earlier. He was in a bar about, in his words, 5 or 10 minutes walk away from the bridge itself. He said that when he exited this bar, he saw someone on the ground, believed, of course, before reports have widely circulated of what had been taking place in London this evening. He thought it was simply someone who enjoyed their Saturday night too much. It was not. It was someone who was suffering from a number of injuries. He saw a variety of police vans pass. One of them stopped and started providing first aid. And it may well be the case that that was perhaps the first part of the events that are unfolding this evening. The Metropolitan Police are telling us that they will release facts when they can. But of course, they are very concerned that their information must be accurate in their words. So it may not be the case we will hear much from them for quite some time, particularly given the fact that resources will have been stretched. A major incident has been declared in London this evening. Let's speak to Sky reporter Caterina Vitozzi. Caterina, where exactly are you? We can see that the flashing lights just over your shoulder.
Helicopter.
Where exactly are you in relation to
You not hear it?
the incident in London Bridge and Borough Market?
Yeah, we heard it.
So London Bridge is in that direction
Bad enough,
behind me
and
to
they've
the
done it
east. We've been pushed back
Yeah,
by
I
the
know.
police
Done free in
past
London,
these
where else
corners
are gonna fucking
to
hit?
the other side of Southwark Bridge.
True.
But a little earlier on I was on sort of the south side of London Bridge. This is very much a live, ongoing and incredibly busy and large police operation here. There were police officers shouting at the remaining pedestrians that were in that area to get back as far as possible. They were pushing people south away from London Bridge and west to the direction that we are in now. There was a tremendous amount of police presence. If we just want to have a look behind me, you can see that even in this direction, away from sort of around a good 10-minute walk from London Bridge, there's a huge amount of police cars, ambulances who have responded to this incident.
Look at that.
There are also helicopters flying overhead, and we are hearing about incidents in 3 locations now. Not only London Bridge, but also in the Southwark area, which is where I'm standing.
Well, it's a lot of people.
Also in Vauxhall
It's a lot of people, and you can't
as
risk
well.
having something else
What
happen.
we're hearing is that, according to Metropolitan Police sources, that they are looking for 3 suspects. It is not known, there has been no sort of identity or description of
I mean, look at that, there's 100 people just walking down, anything could happen.
It is certainly a very traumatic incident, one which has resulted in a number of casualties.
Katerina, let's just describe these. I want to just describe these pictures that we're seeing at the moment at your location. It would appear to be, you know, the best part of perhaps, well, thus far at least, certainly into triple figures. Members of the public walking away from those flashing lights towards the camera with their hands on their heads. If I can ask your cameraman to return to that shot, that would be great. Actually, of those people walking towards the camera. So we can just see in just a little bit more detail. That is, what, maybe a half a mile up the road from you, and they're not being escorted.
So what we...
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
They're not being escorted, but they're not being escorted. And what was happening when we were in London Bridge is that there were a number of people who were perhaps about 5 minutes walk away from London Bridge. bridge. And when I was in that area, the police were very, well, screaming essentially at pedestrians to get out, to clear that area. Now, these may have been people who were just in bars in the area, who were hanging around, maybe trying to take photos.